This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, Apurva. So today, your niece, that Ananta is not joining today. I think she has some urgent work. Just now it text me.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe he will come tomorrow. We'll continue tomorrow. Okay. So today, can I take the demo class, like the introduction class?
Yeah.
Only for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, she is not joining, right? So we'll take one intro class on UI development, like this one, front and back. Okay.
Okay.
And I shared the previous class, like the 3 classes which we done with Ananta. Have you gone through it, Apurva?
I went through some of the intro.
Okay, intro class, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 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 fine. So we'll continue today at the intro class, and tomorrow I will continue the same class, and other backup class I will plan by evening sometime only for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Can you see my screen, Apurva?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. First, I will let you know the technologies. Okay. What are the technologies we are going to cover in the full stack development one by one, and let me show you. So coming to our course, so this is like a full stack technology with UI UX. Okay. So this complete duration is around 4 months. Okay. So in the full stack technology, so first of all, we are going to start with the front end technology. Okay. In the front end technology, we are going to cover HTML, HTML4 and 5 as well. Like present latest version is HTML5. Okay. Older version is the HTML4. Both we will cover. Okay. And CSS2 and CSS3. Okay. And JavaScript for the client side interactions and dynamic features and all for the client side. Okay. And coming to the Jquery bootstrap, before going to Jquery, I'm going to teach you the bootstrap one. Okay. And then Jquery, and then Angular. So these are all front-end technologies. So using these technologies, you can create one web application with front-end features. Okay. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, jQuery, and Angular. Okay. So these are all front-end technologies. So suppose if you see any application, for example, any kind of application like this, whatever you can see in the screen, so that and all you can say front end. Like for example, top header, left side some other content, other some body content, and icons, fonts, okay, and like other social network icons, the layout, page layout, okay. If I click on any some link, some response will be there, okay. When the page is loading, by default we are going to show some message, okay. So these are all happening with the front end technologies, mainly HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, okay. So this is the front-end technologies, and coming to the back-end technologies for the back-end data process and the data communication, back-end technologies. Okay, so here Node.js and Express.js and MongoDB. Okay, so as I said before, you asked me the Python, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Python, instead of Python, you can learn the Node.js for the server-side communication, for the server-side data processing and all. Okay. Okay, so the Node.js, we are going to write server-side communication. Okay, that is also JavaScript framework, that is like completely open source framework. Okay, and coming to the Express.js is a Node.js framework. Okay, so here we are going to connect the database MongoDB using the Express framework. Okay, so actually the backend logic, the Node.js, and Express is the framework to connect the database MongoDB. Okay, so the MongoDB is our latest database. Nowadays, most of the companies and most of the developers using this MongoDB database. Okay, so this is coming to the backend technologies. Okay, and for the UI UX designing. So here I'm going to teach you the complete designing part. Okay, like for example, how to design the web page. Okay, how to design the landing page, how to design the mobile application. Mobile application means we need to design for the different platforms like Android device, okay, iPhone device. Okay, most of the applications will be Android application and iOS applications. Okay, so I'm going to teach you both on designing part, like how to design, what are the standards, what are the devices dimensions. Okay, what are the color theme, what are the font size in the designing part. Okay, so using the Photoshop, okay, we can create the layouts, icons, graphics, everything. Any graphic design you can use the Photoshop. Okay, and the same time Illustrator also. Okay, Illustrator also one of the best tool to design logos, icons, and any UI components, UI widgets as well. Okay, in vector based. Okay, the Photoshop is the bitmap version, and Illustrator is the vector based graphics. I will teach you in the class detailedly. Both are the designing tools only, but the Photoshop design is a bitmap version, and the Illustrator is the vector format version. Okay, and finally,
Can you
I'm going
can
to,
you
yeah,
repeat can you repeat what version you said for Photoshop and Illustrator?
yeah, latest version I'm going to use.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and the last one is Adobe XD. Do you have this Adobe XD, Apurva?
No.
Okay, so this is completely on a good application to create wireframes, okay, mockups, prototype, low fidelity prototypes, and high fidelity prototypes. Okay, before going to present any project, so we are going to create first wireframes. After completing the wireframes, we are going to create mockups and then prototypes. Okay, these three steps is very important in the UX design. In these three steps, we have a lot of steps like sub steps, like creating wireframes means we are going to give some very basic skeleton view, the mobile app view, okay, content and layout we are providing in the wireframe section. In the mockups, we are going to add a little bit graphics like icons, font size, font names, and images, thumbnails like this in the mockup section. Okay, finally in the prototype, it's just like a live version of the application. In the Adobe XD, these three we can create, so that application you can create for the mobile, for the Android and iOS also, both you can create. I will show you at the end of this class the Adobe XD also. Okay, so these are the main technologies we're going to cover in the front-end technologies. Okay, this first one is front-end, back-end, and UI UX design. Okay, so out of this, are you looking any other things like other technologies like this? So yesterday your dad is asked me to like Python. Okay, So before going to Python, if you good on these technologies like front end and back end, okay, the designing is option. Okay, if you good on the front end and back end, so you can learn any other language easily.
Okay.
Python, Java, any other language, and you can learn any other advanced technologies also, because you are beginner, right? So just you completed your graduation. Okay, so once you learn these technologies, it's very easy to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML, CSS just like our English language, like English words, and JavaScript is just like mathematics, 10th class, 10th standard mathematics. If you are good in 10th mathematics, you will learn very easily the JavaScript part. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So HTML, CSS, JavaScript, if you're good, the Bootstrap, jQuery, Angular is very easy, because the Bootstrap is the combination of CSS and JavaScript, and the jQuery is JavaScript library. Angular also JavaScript framework. So that means once you good in the HTML, CSS, these three also very easy. And not only this, even the backend also. So here I said the Node.js. It's not like other language. It's only JavaScript only, but server side. In the front end side, we are going to use JavaScript, client side JavaScript. In the back end side, we are going to use the server side JS. Okay, and even framework also JavaScript. Okay, and then database, MongoDB database. So this means the complete course, the front end and back end is like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I mean, three technologies. And the last one is the MongoDB for the database purpose. Okay, so is it clear, Purva?
Yeah. Yeah. It's clear.
Okay, so after completing this course, you will get good opportunities. Like after completing your full stack, you will get like a full stack developer.
Okay.
Full stack developer. Even you can get the front end developer. Okay, and as well you can call like a UI developer also, user interface developer. Okay, and you will get like a UI UX designer also. Okay, so like this, so many opportunities are there once you learn the full stack development course. Okay, the full stack developer, full stack engineer. Okay, UI full stack developer. Okay, front end developer, UI developer, UX designer. Okay, so like what you can say, the fresher level, or you can mention like 1.5 year or 2 years experience after learning this course. So that much knowledge you can gain after the course.
Okay.
Okay, and after this course, I will assist you on any like creating some portfolios. Okay,
Yeah.
any company asking any like a portfolio, like personal portfolio or any work portfolio, I will help you on that. So you can create one or two portfolios, and you can mention your resume. Okay, so that you will get job very easily. Okay, so that you can show your knowledge on your portfolio, so that it will be easy to process your resume and for getting the job.
Okay.
Okay, so this is like completely course technologies. We'll explain one by one. What is HTML, what is CSS, okay, and what is JavaScript, and then frameworks, libraries. What is the difference between the libraries, tools, frameworks, like this? Okay. Okay. So coming to the HTML, okay, it's like a content layer. Content layer means, suppose if you want to write any content like headers, paragraphs, okay, hyperlinks, buttons, images, tables. Okay, we're going to use HTML tags to write our content. Okay, so for example, I will show you one here. So this is one tool to write your all languages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and even Angular, Python also. Okay, this is the best tool to write your code. It's a desktop application. This is a Visual Studio Code. Okay, it's a Microsoft product. It's completely free tool. You can install from the Microsoft website and you can use this for writing your code. Okay. So here I'm going to create like yesterday I completed one thing right here. Let me show you. Yeah, yesterday completed one basic introduction HTML that for Ananta. Okay, let me show you this. See, this is some basic structure of the HTML page with doc type, HTML open tag language, head, inside head again meta information. Okay, the title of the browser, title of the web page. Okay, and other external resource files like style sheets and JavaScript and all. These are all we are putting inside our HTML head. And coming to the content, inside the body tag we are going to write. Okay, so here you can see for writing your headers like header 1, header 2, header 3 like this, we have around h1 to h6. Like based on your header size, header font size, you can use h1. If it is like a big header in the page, you can use h1 open tag and text and then close tag. Okay, it is a second level header, you can use the h2 tag and use the text. Okay, so that means these h1 and h1 closing is the HTML tags for writing your headers.
Okay.
Okay, so here for the multi-line purpose you can use the paragraph tag. Multi-line purpose, any like paragraph text. Okay, so coming to the any some list items or points you want to list out in the web page, you can use unordered list. UL means unordered list and LI means list item. Okay, you can use UL LI. Okay, for list out any points like 5 points, 10 points, 20 points like this. Okay, and same way order list also is OL. So OL means here order list. Okay, so for you want to put any points in order, you can use the OL. OL means you will okay, it will be like 1 2 3 4 like ABC, that order will be there. Then use the OL tag. Okay, like this we have around 4 to 500 tags in HTML language, but we are going to use most of like 40 to 50 tags only. Why? Because so most of the tags, these are like headers, links, okay, list items, table, images, okay, and these are all tags we are going to use repeatedly in the same page. Okay, so most of the tags I will teach you on the HTML part. For example, here suppose if you want to write any hyperlink. Okay, so this is the tag to write your hyperlink, anchor open tag and closing tag. Okay, so inside again we're going to write the attribute. Okay, so using href attribute, href, and here I'm going to write for example home page, homepage.html. Okay, so here you can say home page like this. So this is hyperlink. So for the hyperlink, you can use the anchor open tag and closing tag. In between this href attribute and href attribute value, homepage.html. So this entire thing you can call like an attribute inside the anchor tag, and then text. Okay, you can see in the browser only the home text, home hyperlink. Once you click on the home, it will route to the homepage.html. Okay, so like this you can create a navigation for accessing different pages, different sections in the page. Okay, so for creating navigation you can use hyperlinks. Okay, and for example you want to put any images using img tag src. From src you can say images slash some sample dot jpg something. Okay, so for placing any images, just simple you can say img nothing but like image source means location of your image. Okay, here is my image, inside images folder sample.jpg. Okay, so like this you can write any type of content using html tags to display on your web page. It's just like a raw content, like headers, images, hyperlinks, buttons, table content. Okay, another list, order list, and all, just like a plain text in the web page. Okay, so how to styling the content, like for example font size, font name, font color, background color, borders, alignments. Okay, so these are all we're going to apply with the css. So css means that is a presentation layer. Okay, so now we got right what is the html, why we are using the html.
Yeah.
Okay, it's look like just like a notepad content. How we can see now on the notepad, like full stack technology, front end, html, css. It's like on the browser when you use the html. Okay, after completing html we are going to apply the css for better presentation, for styling and other responsive. Okay, and for the all device compatibility we are using the media queries from the css. Okay, so here html is, you can say, the content layer. Okay, coming to the css, this is said styling layer, styling, or you can say presentation layer, like styling or presentation layer. Okay, so after writing your content using html tags, for example I will show you on here. Yeah, for example here I have one block here, like white box, and other different sections are there, like top header, left side content is there. Okay, coming to this white box. Okay, I have some light shadow around the box, white box. Okay, and again the left side some box and some number and some flag icon and a big header. Okay, when I mouse over coming underline. Okay, and the black color left align. Okay, again the small text. Okay, and right side some icon. So these are all coming from the css. Using css you can apply the font size, alignment, and mouse over. Okay, and background color, width, height, text color. Okay, whether it is a small size or bigger color, bigger size. Okay, even the text direction also you can change from the css. You can put this also without using any images. For this kind of style you can use the css, the latest css 3, for placing this kind of text also. Okay, so this is like completely styling part of your web page. So for that we are going to use the css. Css, the full form is cascading style sheets. Okay, okay, so that is the css. And coming to the javascript here, dynamic layer, dynamic or interactive layer. Dynamic or interactive layer, like this. Okay, so here if you see, you can see the content and you can see the styling of the content and web page. Okay, so the html, css, everything is there, like left side column and right side some big column like big box and content, and applying some css, right? So here there is no any javascript. Okay, for example if I click somewhere here, I will show you some other example, like exact JavaScript example. Yeah, this good example. See, here you have the four boxes with purple background and all. Okay, and the first box is I have the this div is draggable. Okay, so it means this section you can drag and drop in any other boxes. Okay, so that means that is like some kind of interaction with the application or with the page. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the box. I'm going to drop the second box. Okay, now it is dropped in the second box. So that means that is like interaction with the application, user interaction. Okay, again I can replace in the same box. So if you use any some puzzle games or any some matching words or matching numbers, you'll have some the drag and drop features. Okay, like you can just click drag and drop anywhere. Okay, so this is all like a dynamic and interactive part in the web page on the mobile application also. Okay, so that means all this we are going to write into the JavaScript. That is pure client-side JavaScript. Okay, and even though we can write any some forms related, we can validate with the form. Okay, let me show you the JavaScript text. Yeah, so here we have one form. Okay, like just like a small order form. So in the order form, we need to write our name and date, okay, and stock whether it is available or not, okay, and shipping address, and finally register. Okay, so before filling the information, just I'm going to register button clicking. Okay, so now it is the product details, the name is blank, manufactured blank, and is in stock is blank, and ship it to Delhi. By default, Delhi is there, so that's why the Delhi is came. Okay, so that means even without filling data also the form is submitted. Okay, so actually I need some validation. So validation is some basic requirement, basic information. So basic information is like a contact information or phone number or date, okay, whether it product is available or not. Okay, so we need to fill that information, some basic requirement. Okay, so for that we need to validate the form. For the validation also we can use a JavaScript. Okay, and submitting of the form also we are going to use the JavaScript. So for example, here I'm going to use the first Kumar, name is Kumar, and the manufactured date is I'm going to select the date from the calendar. Okay, and in stock say yes. Okay, and ship to shipping location, let's say like Hyderabad. Okay, now I've entered all the information whatever the required in the form. Now I'm going to register. Okay, after filling information you will have all the values of the form: name, manufacturing date, in stock, available. Okay, the ship location is Hyderabad. Okay, so once you click on the register, the page is not reloaded and the page, the URL also not changed. Still we are on the kfc.html. So that means these are all like the dynamic interactive features from the JavaScript, and we can validate the form for the basic information for the mobile number, email ID, and contact person name. Okay, which is the mandatory information for contacting. So for this we can use the validations. Otherwise it will send like a blank email. Sometimes it will be a spam mail. Okay, so for this purpose we can use JavaScript for all kind of client-side interaction, not only form, not only web page, all kind of client-side interactions we're using JavaScript. Okay, so is clear, Purva?
Yeah.
Okay, so the coming to the Bootstrap, it's completely CSS and JavaScript framework. Okay, for the Bootstrap, we have the official website to use all components, modules, example codes, everything. So this is the official website, getbootstrap.com. See here. So this is actual official website. That URL is the getbootstrap.com. Okay. So using this framework, you can create, build fast and responsive sites with the Bootstrap. The responsive means nowadays we are going to use the different devices, not only desktop, not only mobile. Out of these two, we are going to use a different devices, like any touch feature enabled device, like smart devices, like so for example smart TV. Okay, and any other like devices like hand watch, like iPhone watch. Okay, another Google glasses, any smart device, so that all touch features enabled. So those are all devices should be uh, compatible with your web page or web application. It should be 100% visible, 100% readability, 100% accessibility. Okay, so that is called like responsive. It should be run any device, any size of screen. Once you done any application, it should be run on any device, any size of screen, on any platform. Okay, so that's why we are using this responsive Bootstrap responsive framework. Why? Because the Bootstrap responsive framework is the CSS and JavaScript framework. So CSS and JavaScript both are the open source and free languages. You can write any platform. Any platform means like any for the Android, okay, for the iPhone, for the Windows, for the BlackBerry, for the desktop, okay, for any web application, okay, you can write any platform. So all platforms will support CSS JavaScript. So based on CSS JavaScript, other like frameworks like Bootstrap, Angular, okay, Node.js, Express.js, okay, these are all completely open source and you can write in any platform. Okay, so here they said the build fast responsive sites with the Bootstrap, the quickly design and customize responsive mobile first sites. So mobile first sites here they say. Mobile first means once you develop any application using the Bootstrap, okay, so by default it is a mobile first concept. So that means it will work 100% on your mobile device, just like a mobile application. Okay, using first site with the Bootstrap, the world's most popular front-end open source framework, open source toolkit, featuring SAS variables and mixins. Okay, so here we are going to use the SAS, okay, for optimizing our styling, like the CSS code, JavaScript, and all. Okay, and here we're going to use the SAS variables and the mixins. Mixins nothing but like media queries for different devices, different dimensions, and all. We're using the media queries in the Bootstrap. Okay, the responsive grid system extensive pre-built components. Okay, so here the pre-built components first. What is the component? The component nothing but like some couple of lines of code, 5 lines code, 10 lines code. So just we are going to copy that code using in our application, and we can customize as per our requirement. Okay, so predefined like pre-built components means like example codes or example widgets. Okay, you can get from the Bootstrap. For example, suppose if you want to navigation like this, like home documentation examples, icons, themes, export block, like this kind of navigation I need in our application. Okay, the entire thing example code I will get from the Bootstrap. The background color, the spacing, font size, font name, positioning, alignment, icons, everything I can get from the Bootstrap example codes. Only thing you need to change the content. So here home is there by default, any website home button will be there. And the second one will change, like for example about us, about company, services or products. Okay, as per our requirement we can change our content and we can customize styling. Suppose this background color I don't like, you can change the background color with your own CSS. So that is comes from customization. For the customization, you need to write your own CSS. But here, the most of the work done by the Bootstrap. Around 70% work done by the Bootstrap. Only 30% work you can customize and you can change your content as per your requirement. Okay, so here you will save a lot of time. And the widget or component will work in any device in the responsive. Okay, so like this, we can get some pre-built components and powerful JavaScript plugins also. As I show you in before, like drag and drop and forms, okay, and drop downs, navigations, like grids. Okay, so we are like popovers, model boxes, carousel slides. These are all JavaScript plugins. So we will have some example codes in the Bootstrap. We can use it and we can customize as per requirement. I will show you one example here. The examples, see here. See here, this is one basic layout on this. On the top, we have some icon name, and the right side have one button. After clicking the button, I can see some content, okay, and some other social network like links or something, okay. And if I click on again, it will close. Let minimize it, okay. And some home page text, and then we have some 3 columns: image, content, and the buttons, okay. So like this is a like pre-built component. Suppose if you have any requirement like this way, you just download this component and you can use in your application. So here the code and the features available ready-made. Only thing you need to change your content and you need to change as per your requirement. Suppose I don't want this font name, okay, font size. I want to increase the font size. I want to change the button color, okay. So you can write your own CSS and you can apply. That is very easy, okay. So that's why the Bootstrap is CSS and JavaScript framework. There is no any other language. So once you put in the HTML, CSS and JavaScript, the Bootstrap is very easy to learn. So actually here there is no any learn. So how to apply the Bootstrap on your application, how to use and how to customize. That's enough. Not only Bootstrap, any framework, any library, how to use and how to customize according to the application features, according to the content requirement, according to the layout requirement, okay. So we need to customize using this Bootstrap for free components, free modules, free plugins. Okay, so is it clear about the Bootstrap, Purva?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the Bootstrap. That is completely open source framework. No need to register, no need to purchase, nothing is there. Just you can download those Bootstrap source files and you can use in your web page. Okay, and coming to the jQuery, it's like a pure JavaScript library. Okay, so for the jQuery also we have one ready-made like official website. See, this is the official website for jQuery. So this is the official website. Here they said, see, the jQuery means the write less, do more. So write less, do more means instead of writing multiple lines like hundreds of lines of code, JavaScript, so you can write like just 2 or 3 lines of code and you will get the more functionality. So that means when you're writing any hands-on code JavaScript, for example, here in the JavaScript section, we are going to write hands-on code JavaScript. For example, here I will show you here one thing. Using the script tag, we are going to write our JavaScript. Suppose here you want to write one functionality. Okay, so here the variable, like for example, name. Okay, for example, here UI development or something. Okay, and then console.log name. Okay, here you can say the name variable. So that means here, sorry. Okay, so this is a hands-on code to write your name on the web page. Okay, this is, you can say, hands-on code. Okay, so everything you need to write. Okay, so coming to the jQuery, so you have like ready-made functionality, like how we said, like on the bootstrap part. Okay, so in the jQuery also, like complete front-end plugins, front-end components, front-end widgets is available. One thing I will show you here. Like that, I will show you. Oh, okay, it's actually high resolution, high definition. Okay, in case because of the zooming is showing like this. Let me change my screen resolution. Yep, my screen scale size is around 125. It should be actually 100%. It's taking time. happened? It's getting stuck. Yeah, now it's good. Okay. Apurva.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So now this is like one a big application. It's like a dashboard. Okay. For OWIT, have done work for them. Okay, that is freelance work. Okay, so here in this web page, it's actually only one page, but a lot of features there in this web page. Okay, so here if you see on the left side, I mentioned the OWT. Okay, and then I have given one button to toggling the minimize and maximize of the left side navigation here. Okay, and below some header logo or some icon. Okay, and below this some navigation, the data purpose, the flow purpose, and the convert purpose. Again, I have some drop downs on the each and every navigation. Okay, so like this. So once you mouse over on this, it will display. Once you mouse out, again it will close. It means collapse. Okay, that is called in the JavaScript the collapse features. Okay, if you want to place again the same view, you just click on the button. It will fix on the left side. The content will be adjusted automatically. Rest of the navigation. Okay, now we can see the data. So have other some drop downs on the data with icons and text. Okay, again if you click on the data, it will close and flow like this. Okay, so many features implemented in this dashboard. Okay, these are all, like for example, if you can see the positioning, alignment, spaces. Okay, like a pixel perfect, applying the CSS. Okay, for example here, let me check this logs, themes, like log out. Okay, and here like on off, like some secure features. Okay, now by default it is on. Suppose if you want to off the security features, you just click on this, it will off. Okay, see here, once I click on this, it will off. I think system becomes a little bit slow, I think. Okay, let me, today's Apurva, just wait. I think my system was stuck.
Yeah.
After changing my settings, maybe it's taking some time to load all the page.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's working. Okay, Suppose if you want to off the security feature, you just click, so it is showing off. So that means some security features is off. Okay, and like this way you can see other plugins or modules like this. So a lot of features implemented in this way. So for creating this kind of web application or dashboards or twin panels, we are going to write thousands of code like HTML, CSS, JavaScript based libraries like Jquery and framework and all this. Okay, so instead of writing the multiple lines of code, repeating some of the parts, okay, so we are going to use the libraries and the frameworks. So once you use the JavaScript framework like jQuery, Angular, so we have some ready-made features like ready-made code. So here what will happen, suppose I have some functionality. For the functionality purpose, I need to write 100 lines of code of JavaScript. Okay, so that 100 lines of code you will get from the JavaScript library, like for example jQuery. Okay, so that everything is available in jQuery library. Okay, so from that you just call only that function name only, like with one or two lines. So once you call that function name with all the features, you will get the entire features with the function name in your web page. Like for example here, as I show you here, suppose this is one function. On click the button, I'm showing one pop-up. Inside pop-up again some content icons. Okay, everything is there. So for this functionality, suppose if you need 100 lines of JavaScript code, so here I'm going to call just that function name only. I'm not going to write entire the code in my web page. Just I'm linking my jQuery framework link, so that when you link the framework in your web page, so after linking you are just calling that function name. Okay, you will get the features everything in your web page. So that means here in the tagline itself they said write less, do more. In your web page, just you call that function name, you will get all the features of that function, that functionality. Okay, displaying the features, everything you will get. So that means it's just like a guide. Just you are going to use the functionality names like function names like that. Okay, so that is like jQuery. jQuery means JavaScript library, pure JavaScript. There is no any other language like CSS, HTML, nothing is there. Only JavaScript. Okay, coming to the Angular. So JavaScript, jQuery is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is jQuery. And coming to the Angular, so this is also JavaScript framework. Okay, so you will have some doubt. jQuery is JavaScript library and Angular is JavaScript framework. Okay, so what is the library and what is the framework, and what is the difference between the library and framework? Okay,
Yeah.
so coming to the library, we can get all the features which comes from the JavaScript, but there is some limitations. Okay, we cannot control the application flow with the library. Okay, for example, if I have some web page, okay, so when you typing on text box in form text box, okay, suppose if you want to do the data binding, it means updating the your web page. For example, here, where is that KFC? Yeah, this one. So here, this is plain JavaScript only. There is no any jQuery also. Okay, for example, here I'm going to type some name here, like a Kumar. Okay, and Swami. Okay, now I can see only on the text box. Suppose if you want to display the right side of the text box or below of the text box, okay, we cannot control the with JavaScript hands-on code and jQuery. You will have the functionality, but we cannot control the application. Okay, the function, the validations, okay, showing the error message, showing the success message, you can get from the JavaScript and jQuery. but you want to show the data what you are typing in your text box on the right side or below of the text box for the better user experience. Okay, so that control we cannot do with the jQuery. So that is called data binding. Once you start typing, it should show some right side of or below of the text box, whether you are typing the correct or not. Okay, suppose it is some wrong is there, immediately it will show some error message. So you are typing some error, like we are going to show some message. Okay, so that is like a validation and data binding also. Okay, so the data binding and all we can create with the Angular framework. We cannot create with the jQuery. So that means the Angular JS is like we can do application flow, we can control the application. And one more thing, the main important thing is SPA. So SPA means like single page application here. SPA. Okay. So once you develop any application in Angular, okay, that is called a single page application, SPA. Okay. So I will show you one example for the what is the SPA, what are the features available in SPA. Okay, for example, I will show you the Gmail example.
So for this one, the ship to Delhi and Hyderabad, that is Angular because you have options.
Can you repeat, Apurva?
Yeah, the Angular framework for the Delhi and Hyderabad, is that using Angular framework because there are options and it will validate or no?
Oh, this is actually completely free open source framework for this also, Apurva. So this is official website we have. I will show you that one. So just we are going to use the framework. This completely open source framework. Right? Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will show you that website for the Angular. Okay. So this is the official website. Angular.io. The Angular framework is developed by the Google company. Okay, all the support provided from the Google. Okay, see, this is the official website for the Angular. So here we have all the information, the features and documentation and other resources and past events, recent and the latest events, and the blog information. Okay, see here this here one framework, mobile and desktop. I mentioned one framework for mobile and desktop. So using the Angular, we can develop mobile application as well the desktop application also. It's completely JavaScript open source framework. Okay, so I will teach you more on that. Okay, so as I said, like a single page application, we will check this Gmail. For example, here, where it is here. See here in the Gmail box, where we have different components, different modules. On the top I have icon, okay, for collapsing and expanding your navigation. Okay, and then logo icon, Gmail, and the search box. In the top some help icon and other applications icons. Okay, and the login information. So this is top head part. And coming to the left side, have the other like compose, inbox. Okay, and the start, snow, sent, like this, all this information. Okay, and coming to the body part, the mailbox. In the mailbox, again they categorize three: the primary, social, and promotions. Okay, So all the web page have around 7 to 8 different sections. Okay, so here if you click anywhere of the page, any part of the page, it will update only that part, that section. It's not updating entire the page or whole the page. Okay, for example, by default I am in the primary part. If I click on the social, see, it's updating only this window, mean this section only. It's not going to primary, it's not going to promotions, it's not going to other sections like top, left, bottom, right, and it's not changing your URL, and it's not reloading or refreshing of the whole page. Okay, so that means when you click on any button or any link or in any section, it will update only that particular section, that particular component. It's not reloading everything. So that means these features you can call like a single page application. Single page means it's not like a single page. We can create large scale application also with different views, different components, and multiple pages. But here using Angular, you can just call only that particular component, particular module, so that instead of reloading entire page, it will update only that particular section. Okay, so that is called like application flow and controlling complete page of your application, so that we can control all the features from the Angular framework. Okay, so like this, you can use the framework like Angular framework that is completely JavaScript framework. Okay, it's developed by Google company. Okay, so that means you got it right. What is the library and what is the framework, and the difference between the jQuery and Angular, because both are the JavaScript based, right? So you have some doubt about the jQuery and about Angular. So that means jQuery is just like library only, and Angular is the framework. So in the framework, we will have some lot of libraries, lot of tools. Okay, like other components, modules, and other third-party plugins. Okay, everything available in the framework, but in the library, only the functionality, JS functional. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a completely front-end part. Okay, and coming to the backend and the UX designing, I will continue by tomorrow. Or suppose if you are free on the evening or tomorrow morning, I will take the next class.
Yeah, I'm free.
Okay, so so far I've given some intro part. So is there any doubt, any questions on this?
So the primary social in the Gmail, that's SPA, single page application.
Yes, yes, of course. This completely single page application. That means it's like a single features, single page application features enable this application.
Okay.
Single page means that is not a single page. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
yeah.
here we have a lot of different views. Views nothing but like your one page. So here I will show you one example in VS Code. I will show you. So here, this is actually one page. It's like basic.html or index.html. In the index.html, I have all the code, like the basic requirement code, like doc type HTML, HTML language, head, the meta information, okay, and the content part. Okay, so this is like, if you say like one page, like a single page, okay, this is like a home page, okay, and I have some other page like about our services page. Okay, in the about page services, I'm not going to write all the code like from the line one, like doc type HTML language meta information. I'm not going to write entire the code. I'm going to write only the service content or about content. Okay, so that means there is no any header information, there is no any HTML basic requirement like a doc type, meta, title, okay, and the global navigation. I'm not going to write in my about page on services page. Only thing I'm going to write about information, about page. I'm going to write service information in service component. Okay, so these components I'm going to import my single page. So the single page means this is my, for example, if you say this is my first landing page, like a single page, here using import method, and I'm importing those components like about component, the service component, the products component, contact component. Just I'm going to import using one line. So import source and file a component name. So that means once this page is loaded on your web page, everything is available, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so once it loaded this page on your browser, all other components, other views like about services, products, contact, everything is available. Okay, so only thing the user has to click on that particular component, like about component. If you click on the about component, the page will still same view, only about component will update. If you click on the services, the service component will update. So that means the page is not reloading, not refreshing, and it won't take a lot of time to load. Okay. So that is called like a single page application, but we have the different pages, like you can see different views, different components, different modules, different templates we are going to use, but everything we are going to import in our single page, which is the landing page, like index.html or home.html. Okay, so is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, okay, fine. So is there any doubt?
No.
So coming any technologies? Okay, in the next class I will give the intro part, like about the backend and this designing part also. Okay, and this for the Ananta I have completed like this one intro class, one or two intro classes, and one HTML class. This is only. If you see my recordings, you will get this.
Yeah.
So this is the intro class only. I have completed with Ananta. Okay. So meanwhile, we go through the videos. Mainly 3 videos are there in the Google Drive. Just download it and just go through it. If you have any doubts or any stuff, just note down. I will clear on the class. Okay. In the next class, in the next intro class, I will text you on WhatsApp by evening or morning. Okay. The other 2 classes also I will take as a backup class. Okay. Okay, fine. For today we are done. Okay, we'll meet the next class. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.